make the biggest comeback in 2025. I'm back for one of my car talks. New living situation, new setup, new gym, new everything. A lot of new things have been going on in my life. And I know it's been going on in you guys' life too. 2025 has been great so far, but we still have a long way to go. So how can we make the biggest comeback in 2025? Last year around this time, I wasn't doing much. I wasn't dating. I didn't really have a lot of money in my business. I was doing okay, but I wasn't doing how I'm doing now. I just started back going to the gym. I just started to get my mindset back in order. I was going through a rough patch around this time last year. May. And I was a little bit, in my head. In my head a lot. Unfocused, unmotivated, undisciplined. And that was my life last year around this time. But funny enough, every year, something sparks around my birthday. My birthday's in June. And every year, something sparks in my mind, in my body, just to get up and get moving. Just to get up and get moving every single year. And last year was something different. I don't know. Yeah, last year was just, the spark I had last year was pretty much thinking to myself, if this doesn't happen now, I'm fucked. If I don't lock in now, I'm fucked. If I don't get on my shit now, I'm fucked. If I don't move from where I'm right now, I'm fucked. Cause I was still living in my hometown. I was still living around pretty much the area I knew I shouldn't be around. I was still partaking in certain things I knew I shouldn't have been doing. And just unfocused. And it's funny because every year I get this spark, but last year was different. Last year I pretty much had a amazing summer. I got back locking in. I found, a girl I could probably share the rest of my life with. My business started going crazy. I started, figuring out how to really lock into my business, how to really go to the next level. I figured that out last year around this time. And the top of last year was terrible. The top of 2024 was probably the worst stretch of my life. For the first 2-3 months. It was fucked. But this year, things have been switching, Waking up earlier, locking in my push-ups, going to the gym more consistently. Even though I'm a fitness coach, this is my job, but even I'm human. Even I fail. I'll be like, man, I'll just work in my business. Fuck the gym for a second. I'll just grind in my business. I'll make that excuse. I'll make the same excuse a lot of my clients will make, as far as, I don't have time, or I'm working too much. I just want to focus on work, or I have an event with family. I will make excuses for myself and my position. And I became soft. And what made this year the comeback year is not because of me. What made this year more of a comeback year is not for me. It's not I grew so much, I did this, did that. No. It was just because I wanted more for other people. I wanted more for my family. I wanted more for my parents. I wanted more for my girlfriend. More for my brothers. Being the oldest is it's a gift and a curse. We got a lot of, you get a good amount of privilege. You get over some things here or there, but that everything's on your shoulders. You have to lock in. You got to go to that next fucking level because people are watching you every single step of the way. Being the oldest, people are watching you. For guys who have siblings out there, maybe you guys have younger brothers, younger sisters, so you guys might know what it's like to be a role model in your household, being a role model in your social circle, and you're one of the oldest in your social circle. It's a lot of pressure. It's pressure, but pressure makes diamonds. And one of the biggest things I realized is it's not about me. Making all this money, moving cities, buying this, buying that, getting a new crib. It's not about me. It's about the people around me. How can I help the people around me? How can I make the people around me lives better? And that's what 2025 was about for me. And it was my comeback season. Put myself first to benefit others. I become selfish with my time, my resources, my energy to benefit others. You know? So right now, I might have to say no to say yes in the future. I might have to say no right now to give you more in the future. And that's what 2025 is all about. It's about sacrificing for other people. You know? Being selfish for yourself, for other people. You know? And one of the biggest ways we do this now is I'm beginning to read books. You know, I read The Prince already by, Machiavelli. I'm reading The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. I'm going to reread 40 Laws of Power soon. I'm going to read The Psychology of Money. I'm going to read Outwitting the Devil. These are all books I got ready in store that I'm going to be dropping. That I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be dropping notes to for you guys as well. I mean, if you guys want to check it out, man, I drop notes every single morning to the books I read every single day. I drop notes of these books and, different lessons I've been learning every single day. And I put it into like a morning motivational every single day. That's something I just started doing just to get me more motivated. Because it's summertime, it's summertime. And sometimes you want to switch it up. Sometimes you want to have a new different energy, a new motivation to start your day. Obviously it's the push-ups, but it's the push-ups, then what else? What else can it be? What else can get my mind going in the morning but just, reading a book and taking notes and finding something meaningful that I can put through for that day. Along with reading, man, reading the Bible and getting closer to God is obviously another thing that I've been getting more into this year. Way, way, way more into. Pretty much the most I have since I was a kid. Like, I've been in the church a lot. More for a long time. So I gotta give my focus and credit to that as well, is getting closer to God and getting more in my word and more, and just understanding God's word more, just understanding what does it mean to live by God's word? What does it mean to be, closer to God? And 2025, man, it's been an awakening for me, spiritually, mentally, financially. Everything has been just swirling in my head, ups and downs, arounds and rounds. But one thing stayed consistent, and one thing stayed consistent and stayed there, and it was my emotional intelligence, my mindset. Being able to stay in the pocket when things get tough, being able to stay in the pocket when things don't go your way some days, being able to stay in the pocket, when your camera breaks or you got to get a new phone, your phone's fucked up. Or your car starts acting crazy. But able to stay in the pocket and still produce, even though, life ain't going your way or the day's not going your way. So how do you make the biggest comeback in 2025? Is you must develop emotional intelligence and you must understand yourself. You must understand what triggers you. You must understand what pushes your buttons, what makes you lust, what makes you laugh, what makes you cry, what makes you a better person, what makes you a failure. What things will hold you back? Is it drinking? Is it smoking? Is it going on dates? Is it video games? What holds you back? What's your biggest vice? Take that, manage it, crush it, live with it. Learn how to live with it. Learn how to live without it. Because there could be times you're going to have to learn to live without video games for a certain amount of time. I don't play video games, but it's going to be a certain amount of time where you can't watch sports. You can't watch the playoffs. You can't watch anything. You're locked in. There's other times where you can enjoy some time. You can watch the game with your family, have a good time, sit back, relax. But you got to know when to trigger that. You got to know how to live with both options. You got to know how to be well-rounded. You got to know how to live with your girlfriend, your partner, like how to live with her in your life and how to live without her. You must understand that. And last year, I understand, okay, I've mastered living single. I've done that. It was fun. I did a lot. I'm not going to talk about in this video. as you see, because, it's a whole other story from that video. But I succeeded in that part to where I can get what I want whenever I want. It's no big deal. But how do you master living with somebody, or how do you master having somebody in your life who cares about you as much as you do? You know, somebody who's there for you, somebody who wants to see you win, and vice versa. How can you live in your life with that person without being overly selfish? That's a whole nother skill I'm developing now. You know, living with my girlfriend in my life, not with me, but in my life, it's a big switch and big change and a big idea of the same thing we're talking about. Living, being unselfish, being selfish to be unselfish. You know, grinding hard for yourself right now, but not for yourself right now. For yourself right now, for your loved ones, for other people. That's the biggest shift this year has taught me. It's just being selfish for other people. Being selfish now for me, for other people. And most people don't get that because they just say yes. They say, oh, I can show up. Oh, this, I can't do that. I can't do that. No. You got a mission. You got a passion. Grind now. Grind now, and your loved ones will be free later. Me and my girlfriend talk about it all the time. What's life going to be like once I hit my income goal? Once I do this, once I do that. And it's like, I got to hit it. I can't fucking not hit it. I got to hit it. I got to hit my income goal. Because if we talk about it all the time, there's more added pressure on me every time we talk about it. I love it, though, because I love pressure. I love thriving in pressure. Trust me. I got a lot of videos coming out for you guys because I'm back on my car talks. I got my tripod back, got a new phone. So I'm back on my car talks now. So I can really talk the way I want to talk. I can really say what I want to say. Because it's a lot. It's a lot. And once you guys understand how to thrive in pressure, how to thrive when people are, you know, doubting you, how to thrive when people already gave up on you, how to thrive when you see people are in the same fucking position, and they thought you were gonna be in the same position. No, we're not. We've 2x'd our life since then. We've 2x'd where you are now, but you doubted me, so moving on to bigger and better things. But I had to be selfish. I had to be selfish for myself. Now, we're selfish now for ourselves to help our loved ones who stayed in the pocket with us during these tough times and during times when life wasn't as great or wasn't as locked in or wasn't as perfect. Emotional intelligence, standing in the pocket, and understanding exactly who you are is going to get you through the rest of 2025. I promise you. And you don't got to do it alone. People around you, you know who. People are there for you. There's people who's not there for you. Once you understand which is which, you'll be better off. You can finally focus on the main outcome. Let's get it. Let's go.